welcome to Left Night with Kendra Dawsey. And now, here's your host, Kendra Dawsey.
Hello, everyone. How's it going today, Zach?
Oh, just fantastic.
That's
and
great.
Yourself?
Pretty good. Well, here's what's on my mind this week. So this week, President Joe Biden has been embroiled in a recent controversy around immigration.
Actually, Kendra, if we can just stop, there's something that matters deeply to me that I want to talk about today.
I don't think, did we plan this? I wrote something.
Here's the thing, is that this is the last week of Black History Month.
Okay.
Oh
no.
Out a lot during Black History Month. Which is
I think you froze.
Yeah, could we go back? You froze for a little bit there. That's all right. I can edit this bit out. Just go back to whatever. Something about it's the last Friday. It's the last week of Black History Month.
Yeah, that works.
So it's the last week of Black History Month.
Okay.
And I want to talk about something that doesn't necessarily get talked about a lot during Black History Month.
Okay, is it like the Tulsa massacre?
It's white people.
Oh my God.
So you've covered a number of quizzes about Black History Month for me, and now I'd like to do a Black History Month, white people's Black History Month quiz.
Okay.
So that we can cover some things that maybe got forgotten about.
Okay. I think I know a lot about white people and their point of view and their culture, so I'm ready to try this. Let's do it.
All right. So let's do the rules first.
Okay.
So there's going to be 6 questions in different categories, all about Black contributions to white culture.
Okay.
For every question that you get wrong, you owe $5. But for every question that you get right, I owe $10.
Okay, cool. Sounds good.
Donations are going to go to Incite, an initiative led by women of color around ending both state and domestic violence through transformative justice. Cool. And then I've got a link there for those watching who would like to know more about Incite.
Okay.
You ready?
All right, ready as I'll ever be.
All right, let's play. We're starting off hard with the sports one.
Oh, shit.
According to white people, this Seattle Seahawk and husband of Ciara is one of the good ones because his style of play isn't flashy, and unlike his former rival Colin Kaepernick, he is more focused on selling Gatorade than social justice.
I know his first name is Russell. I completely forgot his last name. He's Russell, not future Ciara's husband. Like, they didn't fuck before their marriage. Like, it's something like that.
Very close. You're on the right track there. The correct answer, Russell Wilson.
Okay, I knew his first name was Russell.
Yeah. So you were close there, but the first one got you. But we got some other. That's the only sports one. So I think we'll have better odds going forward.
Thank you.
So let's see what. This Black intellectual was the author of the Atlanta Compromise, by which Black Americans would submit to white supremacy in exchange for the right to due process. He believed that fighting for civil rights needed to go slow and that Black people could raise themselves up through education and entrepreneurship. Though his methods and ideology were opposed by contemporaries such as W.E.B. Du Bois, he gained favor from white philanthropists such as Andrew Carnegie, and his tepid approach is celebrated by white politicians and media figures to this day.
Is this Booker T. Washington?
It is, in fact, Booker T. Washington.
Oh my God! Yeah. Okay.
It was. I was doing some research. It was.
Oh, Zach froze again. I'll just pause here.
Very interesting to see how many.
Oh no!
Am I froze? Am I good?
You froze for a little bit. I would go back to where you started talking, like, say, as I was researching Booker T. Washington, or however you started out again.
Okay, yeah. As I was researching him, it was interesting to find out that sort of the things he would say about like going slow doesn't really change from how the media tries to tell Black people to act today.
Yeah, we've been going slow for about 400 years, and look at where it got us.
Yeah. All right. Well. So you're 1-1 now. So let's move on. Film. Who's the black guy on this 1960s film poster?
That's Sammy Davis Jr. Is that the Rat Pack? It's Sammy Davis Jr., right?
That is Sammy Davis Jr. Yeah, in Ocean's 11.
Oh, I didn't realize that was the original. Okay, that makes sense.
A true pioneer in being the black friend.
I too have often been the black friend.
Yes, it is. Yes, and I forgot to say this before, but this quiz will be focused on men. Largely just because white people unfortunately don't like that many black women.
I mean, sometimes black men don't either, but that's a topic for another day.
Yeah. Well, let's see what our next one is.
Okay.
So Bernard Purdie is one of the most influential drummers of all time, famous for his Purdie Shuffle style of play that is perhaps best exemplified in the studio as a studio musician for albums such as The Royal Scam, 1976.
You froze again.
And Beloved by White Dads.
Could you start from The Royal Scam?
Okay. The Royal Scam, 1970.
Oh, shit. Oh, no, Zach. Man, once we make money off the show, we're getting Zach a better internet connection.
All right.
Just start at if you could just start at the top, like
say,
and your next question is music.
Okay.
Cool.
Your next question is music. Bernard Purdie is one of the most influential drummers of all time, influential for his Purdie Shuffle style of play that is perhaps best exemplified by his work as a studio musician for albums such as The Royal Scam, Aja, and
shit.
By this band, Beloved by.
Damn it. Okay. Wait, say it again. I'm so sorry.
Did it freeze again?
It froze again. It froze towards the end, but you should probably start from the beginning.
Okay. Bernard Purdie is one of the most influential drummers of all time, famous for his Purdie Shuffle style of play that is perhaps best exemplified by his work as a studio musician for albums such as The Royal Scam, Aja, and Gaucho, by this band, Beloved by White Dads.
So I'm assuming this is dad rock. My dad was not so much a rock person. He was an R&B and jazz dad, probably partially because he was black. It's not Rush. Fuck, who? I don't know what any of these albums are. Is it like Oingo Boingo? I don't even know.
It's not Oingo Boingo.
Okay.
It is actually Steely Dan.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that's such a dad rock band. Okay.
Very dad rock band.
I probably have heard one of their songs, but didn't know it was them. But so I can't name a song they've made.
Right. In my experience, most black people know Steely Dan for the Kanye sample where "Did you realize that you were?" Yeah.
Oh my God, Zach is really connecting between cultures today. Yes, I did not realize that was a Steely Dan song.
Yeah, a sample of the song "Kid Charlemagne," which Bernard Purdie plays on.
Okay, all right. Thank you for that background. Now I connect. That is how you connect black people to Steely Dan. Otherwise, if you're born after like 88 and you're black, I feel like a lot of us don't know what you're talking about.
Right, yes. By the way, I am the dads in question.
Zach's the dad.
All right, so
you got Zach.
So you're 2-2 now. Let's move on.
Okay.
TV. Jackie Chiles, a Johnny Cochran stand-in character, was one of the only recurring black characters on this long-running show.
It's like one of those like crime shows, right? Like SVU, CNIS, Law and Order. Is it Law and Order? Oh, does Zach freeze again? I'll stay here.
I'm back. Do you have a guess?
Oh wait. Oh, I said like it's like a law show, right? Like it's like CNIS or SVU or like Law and Order? Is it Law and Order?
It is not Law and Order.
Oh, fuck.
It's actually Seinfeld.
Oh, what? This photo looks so serious and not zany.
Right. Yeah, I chose that one because hoping that it might throw you off a little bit.
It did. And I've also like seen just a few episodes of Seinfeld. I don't know that much about Seinfeld. I watch Living Single like a good Black millennial. All right. Right.
Yeah, it's very. I mean, I like Seinfeld, but I am white. I was going to do some research on the whiteness of Friends, but I don't care.
That's fair.
I don't care about Friends. But all right, let's move on, and then so we have one more question now, which is the world of sex.
Man, this is such a spicy one for you to get stopped on. Oh, you paused. So I think if you start from the world of sex.
Okay. So the world of sex for our final question. What quiz on white people's Black history could be complete without covering of the problematic fetishization of Black people? Name the country highlighted on this map with a notorious sex tourism industry where white women, mostly European, visit to get dicked down by Black men before returning to life in the Imperial Corps, and probably use this experience as an example of how they are not racist.
Did your girlfriend tell you to put this one on?
No. You did not.
Okay. All right. So I can't see the map that well. Oh, wait. Okay. So it's on the map. So it's either Senegal or like, is that Guinea-Bissau?
It is not Guinea-Bissau. Which I think is around there.
Oh, wait. Okay. Yeah, I just can't see it well because I wear glasses. Yeah, I think it's Senegal. Is it?
So Senegal is marked on the map. At Senegal is on either side of this country.
Okay. God, oh man. Wait. Oh man. This is. I can't even see the city names. Okay, I'm just gonna. Unfortunately I do not know. It's not Niger, right?
It's not Niger. It is in fact the Gambia.
Oh fuck. Okay. All right.
Which I included some nice pictures of the Gambia as well, because I don't want that to be their association, just as a place where white women go to meet Black men.
Get dick down.
Yes. Yeah. They probably have a very nice local culture and beautiful beaches. And that they should not be forced to have that be their association.
Also, there's plenty of Black people in Europe to get dicked down by. I'm just throwing it out there. Like, Black people have been in Europe for a while.
But
if you want
are you truly being a colonist if you are domestically having sex with Black people?
I mean, you probably can. As someone who's been in many interracial relationships, you probably could be a little colonize-y if you want.
Sure.
Sure. Go on a mission trip. Yeah, I get it.
All right. So I think by final score, you got 2 correct, I believe.
Okay.
And so that actually evens out where we both owe $20.
Okay, cool. Okay. So yeah, I'll give $20, and for anyone who is interested, please donate to that organization. It does sound pretty awesome. Do you want me to send you the receipts, Zach, to borrow a phrase from common in Black parlance? Oh no, you froze again.
You don't need to send me the receipts. I do believe you. But you do have to listen to some Steely Dan, unfortunately.
Shit. Okay, fine. I'll just listen to the Kanye song, especially since that was like less problematic Kanye. It's not like current Kanye. It's like when he was like a little wild, but acceptable.
Right. I accept that compromise. Should we go to commercial break?
What? Yes. Let's go to commercial break.
Commercial break.
Today's Left Night is brought to you by a handful of potato chips. It's not a sponsor, it's just what it's literally brought to you by, because I didn't eat lunch. So if I didn't do this, I wouldn't have the strength to do the whole episode. I'd be very hungry. So it's brought to you by my stomach having actual nourishment in it. We've done the show before where I don't eat. It's a bad show. So today's show brought to you by a handful of potato chips. If you're an idiot who doesn't remember what times you're supposed to eat meals and do other things, handful of potato chips. It'll bring you through to whatever you need.
Man, spoken like an individual who truly lives in a capitalist hellhole. Thank you, Zach. That's great.
Yes. So we got some news. What's going on?
Oh, you paused again. Oh man.
Oh boy.
You paused.
This is fantastic. I love when this happens. This is actually great for me.
Do you want to? Should we pause and like you restart your computer?
Yeah, that would probably be best. We can't really pause, so we'll just have to keep recording. But if Zach, if you want to,
What'd you say?
If you want to restart your computer, or like see,
hold on.
Oh no.
Because yeah, it's never been this bad.
All right, can you see me now?
Yeah.
All right.
We were saying it might make sense for you to like restart your computer and then join back on.
Oh, I just turned the Wi-Fi on and off, so let's see if that works.
Okay.
And if not, we'll restart, I guess.
Okay.
All right.
Okay. Cool.
All right. So yeah. So we're gonna go into the news this week. One of the top stories seems to be Joe Biden really wants us to reopen schools.
Ooh, does not seem wise. But yeah, he did say that, like, yeah, we should have schools open against a lot of teachers unions or individual teachers, even if like the AFL is like, actually, yeah, this is fine.
Yeah, it's certainly a complicated issue. I do think it's funny that like he's like insistent on this being like something that happens after 100 days.
Mm-hmm.
Like that's the thing you want. Like you want, like when like people talk about like first 100 days accomplishments, you want yours to be the kids went back to school. Like surely you can have something more ambitious. No?
Yeah. I agree. And it's also not great because there's already new coronavirus variants, which are highly spreadable, or like they're increasing in how they spread. So like their infection rate is higher, right? And like it's also been shown that kids are a vector, even if they're asymptomatic. Kids are a vector, and they could like bring it back home to their families. We have like vaccination kind of ramping up, which is good, but we're still not at like the highest point that we could be. And you know what? Like, I feel like we should like fix society first, but like really, he just wants kids back in schools as an excuse to have more people in the workforce.
Right.
Because, schools do function as a method. I mean, they educate people, but also it's a method of childcare for working families. If only we were paid to just stay home. I feel like that might be the easiest thing, even if it's kind of expensive, but that would probably stop new coronavirus variants from spreading. But what do I know? I'm just a regular guy. I'm just some guy.
Yeah, I mean, I understand why it's complicated because you can't really do very much at all if kids have to stay home. But if the dangers are there by them going back to school, that seems to indicate that maybe we shouldn't be doing anything. Like they're sort of trying to treat the symptom rather than the actual problem. Maybe we shouldn't do anything. I don't know.
Yeah. Well, the current Democratic Party is all about treating the symptom and not the cause.
Right. Yeah.
So, it doesn't seem great as basically I don't even know anything funny to say about that other than like leave the kids alone. Listen, like kids aren't always learning in school anyway. They could draw dick pictures and textbooks at home. Like let them hang out at home for a little bit.
They're so good at cyberbullying now that they don't even have to bully each other in person.
Exactly. Like society has advanced, so we can have some kids at home.
Yeah, and like it kills me because like one of my best friends is a teacher, and he's not like he has like a very limited number of students he's interacting with, but he's not even getting tested. And I work for a university, but I'm mostly an idiot who doesn't matter. And I'm getting like they're testing me every week, and you're telling me that like a university with thousands of employees can test everyone every week, but a high school with 200 can't. It's just, oh man.
Yeah. Well, your unnamed university is private, right?
It is a private school. Yes, unnamed university.
Unnamed university that has nothing to do with the locale in which we both live.
It's
nothing to do with it. It's Washington State University.
Right,
that's probably part of it, unfortunately. But also, I don't think you're just some guy. I don't think you're an idiot. I'm sure you do very important stuff.
I'm sure I do, but they don't. I will say this thing is that there are certain buildings at this unnamed university that you do need to show a non-symptom clearance badge to get into, and the room in which I work is not one of them.
Ooh, okay. Okay, yeah, they should be testing you. Jeez.
So I'm lucky that I do get tested, but there's just an overwhelming theme to all of this, which is that nobody has a plan, and the plans that do exist do not correlate with what is the safest and most sensible way of handling any of this.
Yeah, in my unnamed healthcare system, I was able to get vaccinated, even though like I do occasionally work in person, but not as much as like teachers have to, or like, but I got it because some staff didn't want it. So yeah, nothing makes sense. I'm trying to do my part, but anyway.
Yeah.
What else is going on this week, Zach?
I don't know. It's been, there's been a lot of people talking about how it's been a year since like the first corona news started coming out.
Yeah.
And there's a good Twitter that tweets, this year, what was going on coronavirus last year. So right now it's tweeting a lot of things of like Dr. Fauci saying you don't need to buy a mask.
Which we did. We needed to.
We needed to. And they needed to make more masks.
They needed to give out masks, which I think they're planning on doing now.
Which they are. Yeah, that was another thing that I read about, is that they are planning on handing out masks now, which is like access to masks is there are some sort of problems related to it, but it is no longer the major issue.
Yeah. We've reached 500,000 deaths, and it is very. Yeah, I feel like the past year has been like just a lot of it's been a lot of tragedy and a lot of like changes that have been hard to absorb, and that a lot of people have had to kind of process in relative isolation. If you're processing any of the issues that have been, exposed in our society at a club in Miami, you probably shouldn't be doing that unless you're a worker there. And I understand you have to, but if you're like, let me drink away my worries with like 100 other people in this crowded club, you probably shouldn't be doing that.
People don't realize like 500,000 deaths, like that's like 1 in every 700 Americans.
Yeah, it's a lot. I think it's even hard for me to comprehend,
Right.
But I think it's more deaths than we had in like World War I and World War II combined. Like it's a lot. Like at this point, I feel like most Americans either know firsthand or secondhand someone who has like died from coronavirus, unfortunately.
Mhm.
And there's the most hopeful part of me was like, oh, like maybe the people will like understand how serious it is if they know someone, but I think like people are just kind of tired and like giving up hope.
I would push back. I would say that the World War II stat is only surprising if you have swallowed the propaganda that the U.S. won World War II.
Yeah, there's also that. Yeah. So it's things aren't great in that regard. Is there any good news? Did anything nice happen? I'm sorry, everyone. This show really does seem to be getting sadder week by week. I know it's a comedy show. I feel like recently we've been like, what tragedies have happened? If anything good has happened, you could tell us in the comments. This is pre-recorded, but like I'll see it and then I'll mention it next week. If like, did some billionaire die?
I mean, we have so many of them that statistically it happens more often.
I would hope so.
I was like looking at CNN just trying to find anything to talk about, and like they had a story about like somebody lost their wallet and it was returned, and it was like we're really scratching the bottom of the barrel here.
God, man, maybe we should have a segment where it's just like daily scream, and we encourage everyone to just scream and release their pent up emotions. Let's see. I mean, more vaccines are being made.
That's true.
That's good. And our unnamed state that houses the unnamed city that houses your unnamed university, hospitals are going to start vaccine signups March 1st.
Yes.
God, man. I'm trying to end on a happy note.
You know what's a fun note?
Oh, yeah.
Is that Neera Tanden probably will not get her nomination to be the OMB because she said mean tweets.
Mean tweets. Finally, cancel culture works.
Finally, it works as we did it. You can't post through everything.
Also, Ted Cruz's wife is pissed that the chat about the Cancun trip has leaked. Thank you for everyone in those group chats who leaked them. Power to those who send screenshots of the group chats. We are really the people who are really just keeping the world going. So thank you. Thank you, everyone.
Yes. But also, if you are in a group chat with Ted Cruz's wife, chances are you are not absolved of sin.
I agree. But I do love thriving off the messiness of the interpersonal relations of rich and very disconnected people. So if they're probably all bad, but if I get some spicy group chat leaks, then I'm here for it until society wealth is redistributed in society.
Right. It's all we can get is gossip until actual material gets
and that is why we need to organize in this society.
Yeah.
Because gossip cannot feed the working class.
Right. Should we go to our next ad?
Let's go to our next ad. We'll be back after this commercial break.
Hey there, this is Kendra Dawsey from Left Nite, and I'm just here to tell you that if you are having trouble with throat stones and you find yourself hacking day to day, here's a nifty little tool that you could use to get rid of your throat stones. It's this doohickey here. I found it on the ground somewhere near the crime site, actually. But I found it really, really helpful for just, getting in there and just scraping the little guys out. I'll demonstrate for everyone here.
Yeah, it really works. It's great. So yeah.
Okay. How does everyone else have to just go by a crime site to find those?
Yeah, you can just find them at any crime site in your neighborhood.
Okay.
If you need to make a crime to get it by a crime site, go ahead, do it.
Okay.
Through window.
Okay. Kendra says crime is good, everybody.
Don't tell my boss at unnamed hospital system. Zach, do you have any final thoughts for us today?
Yeah, so my final thoughts for today is that we need to rethink about how people consider their media literacy and what is good media and bad media. We all know that the sicko lib media brainwashes conservatives who are good Christians into believing other things about compassion for others and all of this non-American stuff. But very seriously, it's created this idea that we can't push back against the media, and there was that like deeply embarrassing run where people were encouraging you to fight Trump by subscribing to the New York Times. People want to be like, oh, there's good media and there's bad media, and the truth is that there's just media. There's just a bunch of media, and most of it is privately owned. Most of it functions and exists based on the commercials that they sell. And then sometimes they will put some actually useful information in there. So I think the most important things you can do is differentiate between what you're seeing that's actual reporting versus opinion, which is the case. The New York Times is a famous example of this, where there are some pretty good reporters there, but then there's also the most obsequious, just stupid people who write for the opinion section, and you have to be able to differentiate between those. And more than anything else, you should be more than saying like one source is good and one source is bad. You should just be saying, what does this source have a bias about? If you are watching the capitalist news media, they will obviously be biased in favor of businesses. If you are listening to the BBC, obviously the BBC will have a bias towards imperialism. And that does not mean that these sources are necessarily all fraudulent or all disreputable, but they have clear and obvious biases that you should be, rather than marking off what are good sources and bad sources, be considering what are the biases of each source, even the ones that you might happen to like. Also read at the end of an article, usually it will disclose what think tanks and such that somebody works for. If somebody tries to tell you that poor people don't deserve a lot, and then it turns out they are, part of the Cato Institute or are a professor at a major Ivy League school, maybe everything they're saying is just absolute bullshit. So consider biases more than considering certain sources good and certain sources bad. Except for this show. This show is always good, and whatever we say, you should always parrot to your friends and family, and get in fights with your parents about what you heard on this show.
Thank you so much, Zach. Thanks so much for that. So that's the end of our show tonight. You can always follow Too Much Bread Studios, and also on Too Much Bread, our YouTube, the YouTube of Too Much Bread. There's reruns of this show and lots of other shows on this channel. So thank you for following and subscribing, and we'll see you next week.